Welcome, listeners, to the podcast Eberron Adventures, a real D&D podcast set in the world of Eberron. Let's listen as we hear the adventures of 6 unique personalities: Skogar, a tall half-orc bounty hunter, fighter; Velma, a 5-foot-tall human rogue that's a journalist; Lukar, a male Lightfoot halfling sorcerer; Azuri, a Kalashtar cleric; Lissa, a human wizard; and Jack, a blaseball player with an undeclared major. They're all attending Windshire University as they develop and hone their skills to become adventurers and, dare I say, heroes. But lore and rules lawyers beware. We pick and choose rules we want to stick to, and the lore is freestyled. So let's jump right back into the action and listen to the newest episode of Eberron Adventures. So this is the front of this inn, okay? So you enter in this door here. And as you enter in, you see... I'm about to throw a lot of stuff at you, Skogar, as far as like things going on. So you see...
That's okay. He's the most intelligent of the group.
I know, it's perfect. So you see this young lady who is, you would assume probably is like the innkeeper or something like that. And like you see like a glass fly through the air and hit the ground in front of a bugbear. And she says, "Get the hell out of here. You got what you wanted. You got that dang half-orc. Now get out of here." And she sounds really scared. And then one of the bugbears speaks and says, "Oh, don't worry, brother upstairs. Fracas will deal with bounty hunter." And Skogar, roll a, let's say, history check for me.
Okay. Not what I thought you would have said. 12. He's getting a little smarter, apparently.
Okay. You recall a very detailed conversation with your dad, and you don't always listen to all your dad's details, but you recall this conversation, your dad talking about this bugbear bounty that he had, and how it was this female bugbear who threatened and said, like, "My brother will come for you for locking me up. You watch, you wait and see." And you recall him saying that to you and telling you that story. So you grasp that as you have walked into the inn, and you still can take an action if you so choose to. So there are 3 bugbears. There are 3 bugbears, and there is this innkeeper person, and there is, if you can just picture a theater of the mind within this little map here, you'll see. So the innkeeper, she'd be over here behind the bar throwing a glass. The bugbears would be over here by these tables. And then there would be another male who is the other innkeep, and he is tied to a chair at this table here, and that is what you have seen, and you can take an action if you so choose.
Okay. Man, that's a hell of a decision for Skogar, because he had his mind made until there was the guy on the chair. So at a cursory glance, is it like he doesn't recognize the guy in the chair?
Nope.
Right?
Nope.
And he's tied to it.
Yep.
So he'll walk in.
Okay.
And he'll just grab his coin purse and start walking towards the front of the bar. Like, just stumbling like a drunk. Just stumbling.
Okay.
Yeah. Probably the strongest and cheapest stuff you got. And he's just stumbling forward. And he uses his whole turn to just kind of get towards the bar, and,
She's yelling at you, like, and she's like, "We're closed. What the hell? You stupid drunk half-orc. What are you even doing here?" And it is Lukar's turn.
Um, I'm assuming I've heard all of this because I was outside.
Yes.
Um, I am going to run in the door, and as I do, I'm going to cast a spell called Alter Self.
Okay.
And although I can't change my size, I can change my appearance however I want.
Okay.
I'm going to change myself into looking like a bugbear, but I'll obviously be
Okay.
a half-sized bugbear. I'll
Okay.
obviously be a half-sized bugbear.
Well, how tall
Okay.
are you?
I'm more like 3.5 feet because I'm
And how tall's a bugbear?
Probably like 8, right?
Like almost 2.5 that probably. Okay, so is that a spell?
Yeah, so I'm gonna roll wild magic too.
Oh,
You're not even a
baby,
half
roll
bugbear.
it,
You're like
roll it.
less than a half
Come
bugbear.
on. You're at a 10 right now.
No, I'm at a 9 right now, and I rolled a 12. So I'm at a
Son of a
10.
bitch. It's gonna happen. And it's gonna be
50-50
glorious.
next time. 50-50
God
next time.
bless it.
What if
Drives me
it
crazy.
isn't, though? What if it's just a very lame wild magic?
It
That'd be
probably
so
will be.
disappointing.
It probably will be.
That'd be so
Because-
disappointing.
Yeah, because it won't be one of the cool ones. Because there's some
You
there's
gotta
some
start.
sweet
You gotta
ones in
start
that
upping
list.
the roll on it then too. Like maybe
Yeah, right.
everything below 10 gets eliminated, then 20. You know, it starts kicking up
There
into
you
the
go.
80s and 90s.
There
where
you
shit
go.
Gets real
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. limit the choices, or like expand, right? So the top
Mhm.
10 are spread across 100, so it's like 20 for each section. Okay. So then
I walk
yeah.
I walk in the door as a mini
Yeah.
bugbear,
Yeah.
and I say, "Hey, I heard cousins were here. What's going on?"
the one bugbear that talked before looks at you and goes, and it's just like looks at you just confused, and is like, who the fuck let the kid in here? And we're gonna go to Lissa.
Lissa is holding on to her ball and she sticks it inside her pack. And then, she's just gonna walk in.
Okay.
Nothing, just Lissa, just looking at what's taking it in.
Yeah, so you see everything I described earlier.
Being like, oh shit.
Now it got a little more interesting because now you see a Lucar-sized bugbear in there, and you didn't see him change, right?
Right. Yeah,
So you
no,
don't know.
definitely
You
not.
have no idea. And then
So confused.
you see Skogar up at the bar trying to buy a drink. You see a scared barmaid, somebody tied to the chair, and then 3 bugbears just like kind of looking around, like not knowing who to attack.
Lissa pinches herself, being like, "Is this a dream? Did I get a concussion? What's going on?"
So is that your action?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So you're like, what the hell? And as you do that, one of the bugbears sees you, and then you see him like swing his hand like that, and a throwing knife flies at you, and zings past your head,
Oh dear.
missing you, as it hits the wall behind you, right by the door.
Okay, well, I understand that. So
Yes. And then another bugbear actually at this point runs up to you, Skogar, and swings its morning star at you, and misses and hits the bar next to you, and the morning star sticks into the bar for a second. And at that point, then it's going to be Azuri's turn.
If you wanted a drink, you just had to ask.
Azuri, what are you gonna do?
So Azuri's heading in, and he didn't see Skogar change. Not Skogar, Lucar change.
Lucar, right?
So what he's gonna do is he's gonna take out his warhammer and try to swing it around the tiny bugbear, aka Lucar's neck, and try to get a hostage. So I'm gonna try to I guess I'm gonna try to grapple Lucar with my warhammer.
Okay. Do it.
That is a 15 strength.
I got a 3.
So you are currently grappling Lukar with your warhammer. Are you saying anything? You just what's
I just, I guess I go, guys. We have a prisoner now. Maybe we can do something like a swap or something. I don't know. I'll try to hold him.
And I will pretend strain. Help me! Hold me back! Brothers, cousins, help me!
I don't realize that this is acting, and I am just gripping for dear life on like the sides of my warhammer, trying to keep it around his neck.
This is wonderful stuff right now. Jack, your turn.
Should I make this crazier?
You're in the tree right now, still hiding.
Yeah, there's nobody else around, right? Like, are all
Correct.
all the bugbears are out?
Correct.
I would love to take my disguise kit. You know what I'm talking about. And I would love to disguise myself as a bugbear.
Okay.
And I will stroll up into that bar as a bugbear.
Okay. So
and how tall are you?
I'm bugbear sized.
Nice.
So you come strolling in as a bugbear. Do you say anything upon your entry?
Take me to the boss, I say.
You see the scene. Yeah, you see. Okay, so you say, "Take me to the boss." And we're gonna cut right to Velma at this point.
I took a picture of the bathroom, and Jack snuck in behind me.
Okay.
And then I went in and followed him, and I see this mayhem in the common room, and I start trying to document the brutality of the bugbears to justify that murder outside. But it's very difficult because we have 2 of our own that I don't know are bugbears, and of course, Lissa and Skogar are in there too. So I'm taking very creative camera angles, trying to maximize the brutality and minimize our involvement.
That is fair. And then Skogar, what would you like to do?
So Skogar just kind of like leans over. He grabs a half-drinking glass off of. He's stumbling. He grabs a half-drinking glass. He drinks it. He burps into the bugbear's face, and then he just falls over backwards and crashes over some stools and lays motionless.
And that's what you're doing?
Yeah, that's his turn.
Okay. So one of the bugbears, it actually like it also has a morning star, and it's so confused by everything going on, and it's like roar, and it's like it looks at you, Jack, and it's like uncle, and like question mark, speaking really shitty common, trying to no, not see long time, and then like walks over by Skogar and proceeds to like swing its morning star down upon Skogar with advantage.
No, I'd say that's just a guaranteed hit. Skogar's got his eyes closed. He was pretending to be passed out.
Well, yeah,
failed for Skogar. I would say no matter what you roll,
you take a hit in your gut with a morning star. Oof. And the damage that you're going to receive is not pretty because it is 14.
Ooh.
14 piercing damage from this morning star in your gut. And of course that gets, so not only does blood get on this morning star, but so does blue and yellow paint as it fractures through your armor and getting into the body paint that you have on underneath. And it is now let's see. Who's going to go? Oh, yeah. Lissa.
All right. So Lissa snaps out of it and she's like, Skogar! And she throws a firebolt at that bugbear. He gets an 18.
That is a hit.
All right. So let's see. Two fire damage.
Okay.
Woohoo! Woo.
And
she moves into the room, like away from the entrance.
Okay, cool. So allow me to ask a quick question here. So, Lukar, when you disguised yourself, was Jack the one that went right after you?
No.
Azuri grappled him.
Azuri grabbed him after
Then I skipped you because Lukar, you should actually be going first in this order because I wrote down the initiative on my list really weird. So Lukar, we're just going to kind of go back a second and say it's your turn.
I stage whisper to Azuri, "It's me, Lukar. Just play along." And then I yell out, "Cousins, what are you doing? We must get out of here. Let's go. Rescue me and let's get away from these creatures."
Okay. Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. So you do that, and then the one that was talking before, that threw the throwing knife at you, Lissa, that one looks at you, Lukar, and just kind of scowls at you. And it scowls at you real hard, and it's like she says, "This one talk too fancy. Not real. Fake. You fake." And she throws a knife at you. A 11 hit you, Lukar?
Me, Lukar?
Yeah.
No, I have a 16 armor class.
Okay. So the 11, so the throwing knife misses you. And Azuri like almost hits you but doesn't hit you. And so, but since you didn't get hit, then it's not a matter of your concentration breaking, I don't think, right?
Correct.
Right. So then try to right size this initiative order I have here. The other bugbear is going to go. And this one is going to run. It's going to run towards you, Lissa. And now, if I would say, there's probably the only person that would probably be between you and it would be Skogar, who's lying on the floor. So Skogar, right. I will give you a weird opportunity attack as it runs by you.
Oh yeah. So if he'll lean into that and just try to do a tripping attack with one of his maneuvers.
Do it.
17.
Oh, you trip it. So this thing like runs and it's like as it trips and falls forward. And is that a damage roll involved in that?
I mean, yeah, technically it's my standard attack. I used a battle maneuver, fighter maneuver to
roll that damage then.
All right. 8. Really low.
Nice. Nicely done. 8 damage, huh?
Well,
that's pretty good. That's pretty good. These are just bugbears, man. Okay, so you go. You get your opportunity attack. It trips up, and Lissa, it's going to try to attack you at disadvantage. With its, and it's going to miss you with its Morning Star. It doesn't even come close. And then let's see. It's actually then going to, and then Lissa, you did a firebolt because we went back to Lukar, and then to get everything correct here. And so then Azuri, it's going to be your turn.
So Azuri he's heard Lukar now and kind of understands that this is, and he just goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, Lukar. This is I thought you were," and I let go of him here. I'm just like, I thought you were a bugbear too. And then he's gonna see the one that was coming this way. He's gonna go ahead and you just Sacred Flame on him. So it needs to make a dex save.
Yep, I gotcha. That's a miss. It failed.
All right, that'll be 3 radiant damage.
Okay.
Light him up.
Is that on the one that tried to attack Lissa?
Yes.
Okay. Got it. All right. Okay. And then it is going to be Lucar, top of the order, as we have right-sized now.
I say, brothers, I'm free. Cousins, I'm free. Quick, I'll lead the way. And I start running outside so that they can follow me. Come, we must go. And
do a performance check.
Performance?
Yeah. This feels more performance than persuasion.
That's going to be a 17 plus 4, so a 21.
Whoa!
This little dude is convinced.
You hit him with his strong skill.
All right. As you run out, two of the bug, the one that didn't. So the one that said you fake stays. Yeah. The other 2 bugbears run out after you.
Do they run past any of my?
They absolutely do. They run past everybody.
Who get opportunity attacks if they so desire?
Yes, they do. Let's go down the line. We'll say, Skogar, would you like to take another opportunity attack?
He has it this turn, so I don't believe he is valid because that's his reaction.
Isn't it the top of the order though? This is a new round.
It's a new order.
New round. Hello.
Yes. Do it.
Okay. All right.
Tripping attack. You can even
after
you
all
go
that,
for both.
It was only a 9.
Okay. So you miss. They jump over your swinging foot. What about you, Lissa? What are you doing?
Forgive me, but I forget. Can you do spells as opportunity attacks or
not if you don't have?
I think you might have to use.
There's a feat for that. Yeah, Warcaster.
Yeah, I think you might have to use a weapon.
No, I refuse.
So you don't do anything.
No, I'm good.
As they run by you. Azuri and Jack, would you like to do anything? Either one of you?
I have the Warhammer out, so Azuri's going to go ahead and try to swing that at the one.
Swing it.
By. Yeah. Do you want me to do anything since I don't have a lot of proficiency with the Warhammer?
Yeah, roll with disadvantage.
All right. Oh, with disadvantage, it's a 19.
Whoa!
Nice.
All right, roll that actual damage.
Gonna be max damage too. 10 points of bludgeoning damage as I just whip it around.
So you whip it. So here's the thing though. You whip it around and you connect with one of the bugbears in the side of its head, and it's like straight out of like a John Wick or Nobody type movie, right? Where that's that super crazy fight graphic effect where it's like, and you see slow motion where you see you see its skull like kind of crack like the new Mortal Kombat games and stuff, right? Where everything's just like, and it just sort of falls limp to the ground. So you unfortunately accidentally applied lethal damage in this situation.
Non-lethal.
Oh no!
Jack,
supposed to happen.
Jack, what would you like to do?
So is the other one? I'm gonna, that's the one that said uncle. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Nephew, and then I just stab him. And would I get advantage on that because he doesn't?
Yeah, I'll give it. I'll give it to you for that reaction. Absolutely, yes. For that move, absolutely.
Yes. So that is a 23 then, with advantage.
Fantastic.
And that's going to be for 9, 12, 17 points of damage.
And this is a stabbing motion?
This is a stabbing motion, absolutely, yes.
So you run him through, and he slides into your blade and gets really close to you, and you can feel his acrid breath that smells of like stale mead as he gets real close to you, and he's like, "Uncle, why?" and slides back and falls down dead.
I go to Zuri, non-lethal.
So the one that was like fake. She looks at what just took place, and she's like, she yells. You hear her yell, Luca. You hear her yell to you, short one, wait. And she starts running because she's by herself now. But everybody gets what? One opportunity attack per round, right? Is that how it works?
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So all of you watch this one run out. And so the whole bottom floor is empty. So we're gonna say, just for the sake of argument, we're gonna say that Lucar, you probably like hit off to the side somewhere out of the way. This one runs out and is like looking for you, and then just keeps running, trying to find you, and running away, right? Freaked out. And then so you come back. Do you at this point now? Are you dropping your spell? Okay.
Yes.
So you drop your spell. You come back into the inn. All of you are on the first floor. Skogar, you stand back up, and you. There's still the guy tied on the chair. There's the barmaid behind the bar, and the barmaid behind the bar looks at you, Skogar, as you stand up, and she's like, says, "There's another one. There's a freaking scary one upstairs, and he's got someone that looks like you with him up there tied up."
I guess I'll be taking a room for the night.
She's like, no charge. She's like, go.
Yeah. See, we all know what Skogar would do in this situation.
Yeah. So you just go ahead.
Before, I'd say Bugbear Jack goes up to Skogar, and I hand him a potion.
Sure.
And I
say,
"Here,
hand him a potion." Okay.
Yeah, I say, "Here, you take this, drink this. I'll be up in a minute."
Yeah. So Skogar takes the potion.
It is a potion of hill giant strength.
Oh,
Whoa.
yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Shit.
So he takes the potion. He grabs another half-drank beer on the bar. He clinks it in there, Jaeger bomb style.
So your strength is a 21 with a hill giant.
Yeah. So you let out a big belch as you run upstairs, Skogar. And you run up and you come up the stairs and you run through, and you're just running through past in the hallway, past all these rooms, because you can hear in the distance, you can hear some muffled yells back and forth. And as you come to the end of the hallway, there's a little end table with a candle on it. There's a door to your left and a door to your right. And you can already discern that the door to your right is where the muffled noises are coming from. So are you?
Well, I figured that'd be his turn because he knows what he's doing from there. But yeah.
Who's he?
Oh, Skogar.
Oh, so he's just running up to the door then?
I mean, yeah,
okay.
We all know what he's doing, and it's obviously kicking in the door.
It's technically we've broken out of initiative order because there was no more enemies on the first floor, and everybody's just kind of getting back together. So, having said that, we are going to have you're going to get to the door, and then you hear you can make out a muffled conversation happening, and I'll use some effects to muffle it later for the sake of the mixing down for audio purposes. But for now, I'm just going to say it. So you hear this voice, and it's like, it is now your time to die for what you do. And then you hear your dad, "Screw you! Your sister deserved to go to prison. Your days are numbered too. Just because you think you have me does not mean you won." And then you hear a smack. And then that other voice says, "Enough. No more speaking. This is over." And that seems like the perfect cue for you.
Yeah, so Skogar obviously is going to kick in the door, giving, if that's allowable.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So you kick open the door and you see your dad, and he's like, his face is bruised. You've never seen him look this beat up, man. His face is bruised up. There's like dried blood on parts of his face. And and he's barely, you can see he's struggling to hold his head up, but he's trying to look as tough as he can. And then you see him, and then you see it, like you see there's one bugbear that's directly in front of him, the one that's talking and saying this stuff to him. And he's a really fancy dressed bugbear. He looks like that actually. And he's got a nice suit on, and actually in long hair. And he's got this really cool gauntlet with like metal claws on it and stuff. And if Lissa was there, she would think, wow, Uncle Z would really think that was cool. And you see, and he's in his hand, he's got what looks to be like a miniature cannon in his hand that he's holding at your dad's head. As he had said, this is over. And you've just broken in. He turns and sees you with the cannon in his hand. He turns, he sees you, and he looks surprised for a second. And there's one other bugbear in that room who's kind of like over against the wall on the south side of the room. And you see your dad like turns towards him and spits a booger on him and hits him dead square in the nose.
Oh, nice.
And your dad's like, even I could still hit the target, son. And then he spits out like a little bit of blood. What would you like to do?
So
I'll still allow you to take an action, because it was pretty sweet. It was a nice, sweet, dramatic moment for you to break that door down. So
yeah, so he busts in.
Yeah,
and he goes, perhaps a trade. And he holds out his crystal that he's had upon him, and his dad's never seen.
Whoa.
And he says, can't imagine you know what this is. Just a filthy beast of the woods like yourself. And he tosses it in his hand.
So you just give it to him?
No, he's interested in the trade.
Oh, okay. All right, so you're like tossing it up, like kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why don't you do a persuasion check?
Uh-oh.
With advantage for the creativity.
All right. Well, the first was an 18, but 18. 17.
Okay. So wait, you said the first one was an 18. So then, are you a -1 in persuasion?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he says, huh. Well, his voice kind of changes a bit, and he's like, oh, hello there, boy. You're looking quite healthy. He struggles to maintain like a proper speaking voice. I assume you are Urge's offspring. Has your dad told you about all his bounties?
Skogar just spits a booger.
think he's quite the hero, eh?
Skogar just spits a booger down on the floor.
He's like, did he tell you? Did he tell you how many of his bounties he's actually killed? That he didn't even bring him back. He just killed them.
Mm.
What's an appropriate? So like, let me think. What's an appropriate? Do insight.
Okay. All right, 15.
You don't want to believe it, but you think he might be telling the truth. Says your piece of trash father killed so many of my people. Senseless killing. He's not a hero, a protector of the people. And he spits in your dad's face. He's a filthy, filthy murderer. So you want to make a deal? You want to make a deal with me to save his poor life? You're just he's like, you're just gonna watch him die slowly, and he turns the hand cannon on you, and fires, and of course misses you, and it's just like he just hits it up against his hand. He's like, son of a bitch, this aim. And we're gonna cut to everybody else downstairs. Does anybody want to head upstairs at this point?
I want to ask the innkeeper where my parents are. And then head up to that room.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot you guys' other parents are here, right? So I'm so focused on Skogar's little thing here.
Shelter in place.
So she's like, how do I know who your parents are?
They're the
do they look like you?
Yeah, no, they're taller than me. They're the shopkeepers from wherever I'm from.
Oh, they're the really nice ones that keep talking about selling shit all the time.
Yeah, the still showers. You know who they are.
Oh yeah, the still showers. Yeah, that's room 1, and that's this room right here, right at the top of the stairs, first room.
So I'll go upstairs and make sure my parents are okay. That's what I do.
So as you you knock on the door and like you're like Mom, Dad, and you're like, gee, and you hear your mom whisper, Yuki, that you?
Yeah, we got rid of the bugbears downstairs. Are you okay?
She opens the door and lets you in, and she's in like a nightgown, and like your dad's like in pajamas. And you're just kind of like with these look in this eyes, like what the hell's going on around here? And they let you in, and then they close the door and lock it. And then we're gonna go to somebody else. Lissa, why don't we go to you? What would you want to go upstairs?
Yeah, Lissa is just running after Skogar.
Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
We're gonna say you get up into the hallway towards the door that you see open at the end of the hall, and you're like probably about 3/4 of the way down the hall.
Perfect. Yep.
Jack, what about you?
I will find the bathroom.
Okay. You're going to find the bathroom. Azuri, what are you going to do?
Azuri is currently standing over the bugbear that he killed and just looking at him in horror. And then he's like, I'll be back, but I should find my folks first and make sure they're okay. And then, oh gosh, and then I'll take, and he's just like agonizing over what's happened here.
The innkeeper looks at, she sees you doing this, and the innkeeper just she goes, the one behind the bar, she just goes, he's just a piece of shit bugbear. It's okay. You saved a lot of lives by doing this. It's fine. Go upstairs. I know exactly who your parents are. They're weird just like you. They're in room number 2. Room number 2's over here.
Azuri just goes, yeah, but he was trying to run away. He wasn't like trying to attack me or anything. It's like if it was self-defense, it'd be one thing, but he was trying to get away, and I decked. I'll go find my folks. Let me go up and find my folks.
You hear her muttering like, he would have killed you, kid. Like, I don't know why you gotta bother. Just get over it, kid. Go. Jeez, kids nowadays, I tell you, they're so sensitive. Like, just starts like ranting on this whole thing, muttering as you run upstairs. And you get to your parents' room, and you knock on the door, and your dad's like, Ez, that you? Please tell me that's you.
Yeah. And it's me. Yeah, I'm here.
And he opens the door and lets you in. And you see he's got like a, somehow he got a hold of a pot from downstairs that he's got on his head, and he's got like a wooden spoon in his hand, and then he's clutching some blueprints in one hand. He's like, I told you they were coming for my train drawings. They didn't get them. I didn't let them have them, as I protected them. And then we're gonna cut to Velma. What's Velma doing?
Velma went up the stairs, camera first. She's going to document more bugbear brutality.
Okay.
Apparently, all these, none of the other rooms seem to be involved. In fact, there's happy reunions going on, so I go to the end of the hall.
Yep. And we're going to cut to you getting to the end of the hall and just getting able to get a glimpse as you just pass by Lissa, and you can catch a glimpse of what's going on inside. As we return, we are going to go back into the initial initiative order that we've established. We're going to go Lucar.
I'd say, Mom, Dad, just stay here. I got to see if everything's okay with my friends because their parents might be in trouble too. I'm glad you're okay.
And she's like, and your mom's like, oh, it's like she gives you a hug. She squeezes you really hard. She's like, oh, Luki, you be careful. You be careful.
Will do. And I walk out the door and see what I can find down the hall.
Okay. You head down the hall. You see Lissa partway down the hall. So you're catching up to her. And Jack, it's your turn. You found the bathroom.
Yeah. So, I use the bathroom, get out of my disguise, and I get on out.
Okay. And you're heading upstairs, I assume? You're heading upstairs?
What's that?
You're heading upstairs?
Yeah, nonchalantly, I toss the gold to the barkeep, who I know well. I've been here before.
Yeah.
Like, hey, sorry about all the trouble.
And she's like, you did us a big favor. It's fine. It's perfect. It's absolutely fine. And then she starts to untie who to be her husband, who's in the chair. And because he's had a gag on him, so he hasn't been able to talk either. Because I'm not going to do a voice for him. So so he's just kind of getting untied and getting squared away. And then we are going to go to we're going in initiative order now. So Velma, you have hit the doorway. You're seeing what's going on, and it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Picture time. Do I get a picture of the gun going off and trying to shoot Skogar?
You get a picture of it pointed at Skogar.
Okay.
Because you've come after that shot, so you can get a picture of it being pointed at Skogar, and also in the shot is his father.
So somebody's going to have to jostle me to get by.
Okay. Now Skogar is now your turn. We're back to you.
So Skogar is going to run towards with his giant strength and attack down with his greatsword on the main bugbear, the fancy bugbear guy.
Okay.
Yeah, crap. 11 to hit, but he's so determined, and I can't believe I've never really done this as a fighter yet. Uses his action surge.
Okay.
As the miss and swing again. That time way better. Dirty 20.
Nice. And what is that what's the damage on that bad boy?
So he gets 11 points of damage, and then the other bugbear. Tripping attack. Yeah, I didn't have to declare tripping attack until you hit, so it would have been on the second one then. He still does the tripping attack, and they have to make a strength save versus 12 or fall prone.
I got a 18.
All right. Not much happens with that then.
All right. Lissa, your turn. You're now at the entrance to the room right behind Velma.
All right.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. I forgot about my strength. So I'm sorry. My damage then actually went up by 3.
Nice.
Okay.
No, 2.
So what does that put it at then?
What did I have? I said 9, so 11 then, right?
Oh, nice. Okay. Lissa, what are you doing?
So she charges past Velma, jostles her a little bit out of the door, and she sees this going on. She's going to cast magic missile.
Nice.
All right.
And are they going to all be on the main guy, or
the main guy?
Do it.
Okay, so for the damages, we've got 8
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Can you roll on wild magic, please? Just kidding. Um, so, okay. So you do that. That's awesome. You get a nice connecting shot in, and this guy's like, oh, he's like, I don't have any beef with you guys. Just this piece of crap in the chair. And he's like, as he gets hit, and then Azuri, it's your turn. You are still in the room with your parents.
Yeah, Zuri's in the room with his parents. He just goes, guys, something bad happened out there. I don't. Can I just stay here for a while? It's the bugbear was trying to get away, and I kind of cracked his skull open.
Your dad kind of, you'd see your dad for a split second kind of go, like he kind of like, you see like this look of like supportiveness, like not like he promotes violence, but he's like he's like kind of like shakes a fist, like you, and he's like Ezzy, you protected your friends. It's you did the right thing, boy. You did the right thing. And your mom comes up to you and she's like, Azuri, I understand. And then she telepathically says to you, she's like, and her voice is different. It's like says, we both know your dad doesn't know you like I do. And she gives you a big hug, as your sadness and starts to slowly melt away. And have you taken any damage at all yet?
Nope.
Okay, sweet. Then I'll give you one temporary hit point, because it just makes you, it's just that the love of a good mom giving you that hug. It just makes you feel so good. And then that is your turn, and Lucar, we are back up to you.
Yeah, I mean, I could keep going down the hall, but it seems like it's pretty crowded up here. I'm not sure if there's anything I'm going to be able to do.
Up to you.
I'm going to just sort of stand back and keep my eye on my fellow student friends.
Okay. Kind of hold an action just in case.
Yeah, sort of see if there's anything I can help with if necessary.
Okay. Jack, you're on mute.
I figured. I go up to, I go up the stairs. I see Luca. I'm like, so are we just... Oh, okay.
Crowded up here.
Fair enough. And I
my parents are okay. How are yours?
Oh yeah, they're not here. And I offer him some beef jerky.
Thank you.
And then we go back into the room, and this little bugbear bad guy, his name's Fracas. And Fracas says, he says to you, Skogar, he's like, I don't got any beef with any of you, just your dad. You can leave with your life. And he shoots the hand cannon at you again, Skogar. And this time does a 17 hit you?
Oh yeah.
Wait. This is what I've been waiting for.
Okay.
I'm assuming it just barely hits you, correct, Skogar?
Pretty close.
I'm going to use 2 sorcery points to try to bend luck and make him a 3-point penalty.
Oh.
So it's a 14 to hit. Does that hit?
Oh, it does not.
So that misses. And he's like, what the? He's like, that was a good shot, and he smacks the gun on his hand again. And then you so then we're gonna go to Velma.
Miss, you jostled my arm and I missed a shot. So I step into the room and I sidle to the left there, so my back is against the wall.
Okay.
And as I continue to take pictures, I ask, if you have no beef with, clearly you have no beef with us, why did you attack the inn? Just throwing that up in the air for either Fracas or the Mecha Godzilla to answer.
Fracas just responds to you and is like he just says, he's like, I by any means necessary, I had to get to this guy. And he's like, why is it any of your business anyway? And we go to Skogar, your turn.
Oh, yeah. So Skogar is definitely going to try to swipe down and hopefully use his last maneuver. Man, he does not roll well against these guys. A 14 to hit.
That is a miss.
Yeah.
Barely. So you miss him and he just kind of, but do you get an action surge, or is that just, how often does that happen?
Oh, that's once per, I forget if it's short or long rest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you miss him, and Lissa, it's your turn.
All right. Firebolt.
Okay.
Let's go. 21 to hit.
That is for sure a hit.
And that time it's 3 fire damage. And she
Man.
says, I'm sorry, Velma. I just wanted to help Skogar.
Azuri, you staying in the room still?
Azuri's gonna go ahead and say, thanks. I'll be back. I just want to make sure everyone else is okay out there.
Okay.
And he'll venture out of the room, and then he'll make a quick perception check to see if he can hear any of the commotion going on.
Okay. Well, you open up the door. Before you even do that, you open up the door and you just see Lucar standing there eating jerky, and Jack's hanging out while there's a bunch of commotion going down at the end of the hall.
Hey guys, is everything okay out here? Are we? Is everyone else's parents safe?
I think so, yeah. Just a bit crowded up here. There's a lot of us.
You want some jerky?
I don't know if I can eat anything right now. I'm still.
Oh yeah, I mean, I imagine you're just picturing that skull cracking, like just right, like you're just seeing it like slow motion, right? Just oh man, just crack, like his teeth fell out, and his head just was like a watermelon.
Lucar, it's your turn. You're still just hanging out, holding your action.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to keep bending luck where I can to the things in our favor.
Jack, what about you?
So is there nowhere else to go? I'm going to go like check on some other doors that have not yet been opened.
Okay. So there's one right here on the left side, opposite of where Zuri came out. You can open that. You can
I'll absolutely do that one.
Okay. It's unlocked.
Cool.
And it's empty.
I'm going to investigate and make sure that it's empty.
Okay. Do so.
Man.
Would you like me to roll for that?
You can roll investigation if you'd like.
I would love to, because I need to roll some dice.
Okay.
All right. That is a 9 plus my investigation, which is 13.
Okay. You open the drawer in the nightstand in the center, and you find a book. You find a book on oh my gosh, I can't think of the name. I can think of the name of this thing. Give me 1 second, and I will tell you exactly what the name of this thing is, because I was not prepared for this maneuver. But I can pull this up here in just a second.
Deities and Demigods, first edition.
Yeah, right. Here we go. Let's see. Is this the one? Yeah. So you see a book on Sabirus, the dragon above.
They put these in every hotel.
There you go.
One of these in every. Just toss it right back in.
Velma, it's your turn.
Well, mister, the fact that we got a bunch of texts from people who are panicked about bugbears attacking the inn makes it our business. The fact that the upper floor here seems to be relatively clear, except for your interest in this fellow. What is your interest in this fellow?
He's like,
gesturing to Skogar's dad.
He's like, words. He's like, as I've said, he's killed many of
First
my
I heard of
people.
it. So give me the whole story here. The whole villain monologue.
He's like, nah, and he shoots his hand cannon at you, and misses.
Okay.
This guy's rolling like shit, and he's just like so frustrated, and he just keeps hitting the cannon against his hand, and it's not working. So out of game, what should be a fairly decent mini boss is turning out to be a chump so far because he can't roll for shit. So now going back in game, are you going to take an actual action, Velma, or are you just going to talk some smack?
I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
All right.
My father sent me a text that there's a.
So you're really.
I'm busy.
Really
I'm
committing.
working here.
I love it.
Skogar, your
I'm
turn.
working here.
Okay, so Skogar tries to take yet another swipe.
Do it.
All right. 24 that time.
That's a hit for sure.
Ooh.
Yeah. So he does 9 points of slashing damage.
Nicely done. Fracas kind of is like, oh, as he takes a hit to the midsection. But because he is a mini boss, he kind of gets a little bit of some special treatment, and he's to.
And Skogar uses Second Wind as his bonus action.
Okay.
And then he feels emboldened by seeing his father there. And
okay.
Rolls a D10 of healing.
Okay. Fracas is going to counterattack you with his short sword, and does a dirty 20 hit you?
Oh yeah.
Okay. And then it's going to be for a grand total of 5 piercing damage as he catches you in the side real quick with a counter. And then as he does that, then he takes it out and just kind of uses the flat of the blade to smack your dad upside the head. And he just kind of is like, as he takes the hit and is still awake. And Lissa, I believe it was your turn. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. So
you're next.
all right. So this time I'm gonna do another magic missile, but I'm gonna cast it at level 2.
Nice. So it's 4 missiles.
Damage. Oh yeah. All aimed at him.
Yeah.
Big bugbear. All right. 13 damage altogether.
All right. So he's looking rough and scarred up pretty bad from those attack with the magic missiles, and he's like, oh, he's like, it wasn't supposed to go this way. I was supposed to get revenge for my family name. And then he takes the short sword that he's holding on to, and he actually he just throws it at you, Lissa, like it's a throwing knife.
Oh jeez.
And a dirty 20 hits you?
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, and that's gonna be that's gonna be 4 slashing.
Oh, okay.
As it slices your side.
That could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then it is, but now he doesn't have his short sword anymore. Azuri, it's your turn. You're still in the hallway.
I'm gonna go ahead and see if do a perception check and see if I hear the like clattering of this short sword or something.
You hear it without no need for a check.
I mean, then I'm gonna come down the hall and just be like, what's going on down there, guys? Or is everyone else okay?
You see Lissa's cut. You see Urge in the chair beat the hell out of him. Like it's just chaos.
Well then, what Azuri's gonna do, seeing Lissa cut in like the doorway here, he's gonna go ahead and just channel divinity and get his twilight aura going.
Okay.
That is channel divinity an action or reaction? Bonus action.
What does that do?
I have a 10-foot radius of dim light on me. It moves with me, and then any creature that ends its turn there can either get temporary hit points or end charm or frightened.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so I'm standing next to Alyssa, and I start that up.
Okay.
And then I'll go ahead and get my hit points.
Luke, are you still hanging out outside in the hallway?
No, I guess I'll slip in because I don't know what's going on in there, but it seems to be taking a while. I see if I can poke my head in, and
You can, and you see the chaos.
I'm like, oh, that guy looks evil, and I shoot a ray of frost at him.
Okay.
And I got a 14 to hit.
That's a miss. That's a miss. That's a miss. That's a miss. That's a miss.
I guess I don't belong here, and I get out of the room.
That's a miss.
Not my
And then Jack, you're up.
Well, I'm going to go make sure another room is empty.
Okay. Let's check the one opposite of the one where all the action's going on. You open this door.
Yeah.
You open this door and it's a bunch. It's not as fancy as the other room you were just in, and it's just a bunch of like green like cots with green blankets and stuff. And you can do an investigation if you want.
Oh, that's an 11.
Yeah, you don't find anything
This
except for
hotel stinks.
some questionable sheets.
Ugh.
And then it is Velma's turn.
You want to clear your family's name. What is your family's name before you're rendered unconscious here?
He just looks at you and he says,
you're Fracas, but who's...
I'm Fracas, my sister's Beckus, and my brother's Gracchus. And he shoots his hand cannon at you. And a 22 to hit.
It does hit.
And that's going to be for 7 force damage as it hits you in the midsection.
How many temporary hit points was the aura?
I roll for it each time. You're getting 9 temporary hit points.
Okay.
So it does that. Are you taking an action, or are you just asking those questions, trying to interview?
It wouldn't do me any good to knock him unconscious.
Okay. So then that's your turn. Skogar, you're up.
So he's definitely just going to attack again.
Okay.
All right, man. Now he's in the groove. 22.
That's a hit.
Okay.
This could be the moment.
Ooh, nice rolls. All right, 12 points of slashing damage.
All right. So, and this is your great sword, right?
Oh yeah.
So you explain exactly how you defeat Fracas.
So yeah, he just cuts him down from the shoulder, or from the top of the neck down underneath the shoulder, right through the ribs.
Okay.
One just hefty slice with this 6-foot long bone. And he throws his dad the 200 gold that he was given towards at the very beginning of him going to university, and says, well, I guess I know better than to owe a debt against you. And that's what he says.
You say that to your dad?
Yeah, he throws the gold down.
Damn. Wow. So Fracas hits the ground, and as Fracas hits the ground, the bugbear that I forgot about that was in up against the back wall sees all this stuff that's going on and just jumps out the window and just is like, "Whoa!" and takes off. So Fracas is dead. The hand cannon falls out of his hand and slides across the floor slightly to the feet of you, Velma.
Well, I guess I'm just going to pocket that.
Okay. Let me tell you. I'll tell you really quick what it is if you want to record it down.
Well, sure, but I was going to take it to Grandpa and ask Grandpa what he thought of it.
Okay. I'll still tell you what the actual damage is it does if you do happen to use it beforehand or anything. It's a ranged weapon attack +4 to hit. And it's a range of up to 90 feet, one target. And it's 1d8 +2 force damage. So it's like a little artificer style hand cannon. All right. So you pick that up, and so you guys are out of your. We're definitely past time, so we're gonna do this. So Skogar, and we'll pick this right back up in next session. So Skogar, you toss some money to your dad. Your dad is barely awake, and he says, he looks at you and he's like, son, you just don't understand. And then he passes out as he says that. And then Lissa, your smart stone starts going nuts, vibrating like crazy.
Oh geez, she takes it out. Yep, and looks at it.
and you get. I'm gonna put these up. Put some fun little screenshots of these texts up here that you receive. So you get. You actually get some messages from your dad first.
Oh no.
And it says, Lissa, bring help fast. ... Weird mage breed trash centaurs. Liss trying to break down. And then you get messages from your mom. Lissa, come help. We're in trouble. ... There's some crazy centaurs here. They look weird. Lissa, where are you? There, spelled wrong. Getting into the camper. Hurry. Dad is trying to stop them. Liss.
Oh no.
And that's where we're going to end.
Oh goodness. I'm sorry I laughed. I just noticed that Dad's name is Grumpy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
I thought you would appreciate that little thing. Oh, and did you notice that it's Ebermobile? Ebermobile is the carrier of the smart
that's
stone.
awesome.
Okay, so we have you defeated a mini boss who I was actually hoping was going to prove to be more of a challenge, and honestly was not, because he just wasn't landing his attacks, which is really unfortunate.
Sounds like time for us to level up.
Yep.
And almost, but not quite. I'll give you a little teaser. When we finish Parents Weekend, you'll all be able to level up. So we're not quite done with it yet. So yeah, this is where we're gonna end. So Lissa, your parents are in trouble. And nobody else knows except you right now. You got the messages. Nobody else did. Skogar, your dad is unconscious at this point, but still breathing. And that's where we're going to leave it. I will be traveling next week, but I should be able to still be ready to go for a session to finish this one off, and then we'll go from there. And then after, oh, by the way, we're going to finish Parents Weekend, and then I'm going to do a 2-week hiatus of this to build up the final adventure for the first year, so to speak, of school. So someone can think about, after next session, someone can think about who wants to run a 2-week one shot, or 2 people run 1-week one shots, however you want to do it. So plan for at least like a 2-week break. That way I can get everything tightened up. Okay.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Thanks, y'all.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Yeah.
See you next week.
Will Lissa's parents be okay?
Will Azuri come to terms with taking a life? Will Lucar ever set off his wild magic? Will Velma continue her investigation into the setups of students at Windshire University? And will Skogar accept his father is a killer at heart? Answers to these questions and many more on the next episode of Eberron Adventures. If you would like to support this podcast, please do so by going to patreon.com/Eberron Adventures. And for a mere $3 a month, you can get a shout out, just like our very first Patreon supporter, Jonathan Boyd. Thanks, Jonathan. Appreciate the donation and your support. Once again, that is patreon.com/Eberron Adventures. See you next week.